Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Lucy, who lived at a farm called Little Town. She was a good little girl, only she was always losing her pocket handkerchiefs. One day, little Lucy came into the farmyard crying. Oh, she did cry so. I've lost my pocket handkin, 3 handkins and a penny. Have you seen them, Tabby Kitten? The kitten went on washing her white paws, so Lucy asked the speckled hen, Sally Henny Penny, have you found 3 pocket handkins? But the speckled hen ran into a barn clucking, I go barefoot, barefoot, barefoot. And then Lucy asked Cock Robin sitting on a twig. Cock Robin looked sideways at Lucy with his bright black eye, and he flew over her stile and away. Lucy climbed upon the stile and looked up at the hill behind Little Town, a hill that goes up. What is there so magical about traveling by train to Cornwall? I know I am not the first person to have known the enchantment as the line crosses the Tamar by the old Brunel railway bridge, as though one were entering the gates of some marvelous foreign country. Each time I go, I tell myself that it cannot be the same, but it always is. And it is impossible to pinpoint the exact reasons for this euphoria. The shapes of the houses, perhaps, pink-washed in the evening sun. The smallness of the fields. The lofty viaducts soaring over deep, wooded valleys. The first distant glimpses of the sea. Or perhaps the saintly names of small stations that we walked through and left behind. Or the voices of the porters on the platform at True. The girl saw a long and fearful shadow, so she sailed to the beach, picked up a grey pebble, fashioned a girdle of sand and shingle, soft sleeves of red reed, skirts of blue ocean. Waves made her slippers of mackerel and salmon. She put them on and the shadow was gone. The girl heard a hard and fractious word, so she fled to the forest, searching out a pine needle, sewed a mantle of moss and maple, a cloak of warm lichen, pockets of pine cone. Birds made her stockings of bracken and feathers. She put them on, and the bad word was gone. The girl felt a sharp and painful bruise, so she soared to the moon, caught a bright comet, wove a costume of moon and twinkle, a mask of dark matter, buttons like planets. Stars made her dresses of silver and silence. She put them on, and by daybreak was gone. Have you got a brook in your little heart, where bashful flowers blow, and blushing birds go down to drink, and shadows tremble so? And nobody knows, so still it flows, that any brook is there. and yet your little draught of life is daily drunken there. Why, look out for the little brook in March, when the rivers overflow, and the snows come hurrying from the hills, and the bridges often go. And later, in August it may be, when the meadows parching lie, beware, lest this little brook of life some burning noon go dry. During a time that once was, is now gone forever, and will come back again soon. There is day after day of white sky, white snow. Here nothing thrives for the asking. The winds blow hard, so the people have come to wear their parkas and mamleks, boots, sideways on purpose now. Here, words freeze in the open air, and whole sentences must be broken from the speaker's lips and thawed at the fire, so people can see what has been said. And it was in this land that there lived a man so lonely that over the years, tears had carved great chasms into his cheeks. He tried to smile and be happy. He hunted, he trapped, and he slept well. But he wished for human company. Sometimes out in the shallows in his kayak, when a seal came near, he remembered the old stories about how seals were once human, and the only reminder of that time was their eyes, which were capable of portraying those looks, those wise and wild and loving looks. And sometimes then he felt such a pang of loneliness that tears coursed down the well-used cracks in his face. One night he hunted past dark but found nothing. As the moon rose in the sky and the ice floes glistened, he came to a great spotted rock in the sea, and it appeared to his keen eye that upon that old rock there was movement of the most graceful kind. All day the man had worked to fix boarding across the windows, entombing the house, blinding it. The thud of the hammers still pounded in her head, but at least the job was done, and in the morning she would leave. What will become of it, Donald? The man beside her stayed silent. The fire was almost sated now. It had burned quickly, fanned by gusts which blew unhindered across the 2 miles of open land. I don't suppose I'll ever come here again. Her voice was barely above a whisper, and her cheeks shone wet in the firelight. Donald moved quickly to hold her, turning her face into his shoulder as he might a child, not a woman who was almost old. "I've been visiting ghosts, Donald." He tightened the arm which held her, saying nothing. The spectators were dropping away, back across the Strand or over the Macaire to their homes. "Leave the ghosts where they belong, Emily." He released her and took her arm instead. "Come home with us now." They left the embers shimmering low on the foreshore, a beacon in the encroaching darkness, and made their way down the red-worn track which linked the two houses. The woman paused just once and looked over her shoulder to where Woodland House stood, immense, dark and somber, against the streaked lead and crimson of the western sky. So I really liked filming this. It was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this little relaxation session. Obviously the point was to give you a moment of escapism. I just really wanted you to let your imagination work and take you places, I have read, or I'm currently reading, all of the books that I mentioned in this video, and the funny thing is, this is fiction. Most of the books, or I think all of the books that I talked about in this video are fiction books, or novels, or poems. But the funny thing is, I don't read as many fiction novels as I used to. I used to read a lot of novels in my life before I moved to the countryside, when I was still living in the city, when I was unhappy with my life, and when I didn't have what I wanted to have. I used to search for escapism with books, and novels just gave me that thing, that moment of imagination, and they helped me. It might sound strange to say that, but they helped me create the life that I have now. And today I still do read novels, but not as many as I used to, and probably because I have what I wanted. I have the kind of life that I always wanted to have, so I don't need as much escapism as I used to. But I really hope that you're going to read those books if you haven't read them already, and please let me know what you think of them. I'd be really happy to talk about those books with you, and share your opinions, and let me know how those books made you feel and how fiction makes you feel in general. I'll see you soon. Bye.